Debate for Niagara Centre.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It is a pleasure to rise in the House and speak on this bill C-24 with respect to a lot of the specifics and particulars related to the bill, which is what I want to address as well as highlight for members of the House. The bill, in general theme, is one of synergy and of being very pragmatic with respect to how we do business here with the House. Within the House, but also, Madam Chair, most importantly, how we do business across the nation with our partners at all levels of government, as well as the private sector. To be very specific, Madam Speaker, this bill modernizes and formally equalizes the status of the government's ministerial team. And I say team, keyword, not only within the Hill and throughout the Hill, but also throughout the nation, once again, working with our partners in a more proactive manner, municipalities, all levels of government, the provinces and territories, as well as the private sector. The bill highlights that, in fact, there are no junior or senior ministers in this ministry, or any ministry for that matter. It recognizes the importance of a one-tier ministry, all equal ministers working to deliver results for all Canadians, once again, throughout this great nation. 5 ministers, Madam Speaker, 5 ministers directly currently impacted by the bill and are formally made full minister positions: La Francophonie, Science, Small Business and Tourism, Sport and Person with Disabilities, and Status of Women. Simply, Madam Speaker, formalizing what the Prime Minister put in place in day one, providing the Prime Minister with flexibility to adjust Cabinet to current realities of the time based on what we hear. And Madam Speaker, this is something that this government concentrates fully on in comparison to the past, is the fact that we rely on our consultations with members of the public, our partners, to ensure that the message that we bring forward is based on what we hear. We learn, and most importantly, react accordingly based on those consultations. Not to be repetitive, Madam Speaker, but I again want to really drill down on what this bill is identifying. It amends the Salaries Act to modernize as well as formally equalize the status of the government's ministerial team. In this ministry, there are no, once again, Madam Speaker, no junior or senior ministers. There are just ministers working to deliver results for Canadians. This government is committed to a one-tier ministry that recognizes, Madam Speaker, the equality of Cabinet members and supports their work on the government's based on the nation's priorities. Under the current Act, the Minister of La Francophonie, the Minister of Science, the Minister of Small Business and Tourism, the Minister of Sport and Persons with Disabilities, and the Minister of Status of Women are all considered to be Ministers of State. This bill adds 5 ministerial positions which will replace the current Minister of State appointments. All members of the Prime Minister's ministerial team were sworn in as ministers and have had full standing and authority since day one of this government. This legislation formally recognizes the equality of all members of the ministry. Madam Speaker, I would also like to highlight some of the residual benefits that this bill brings forward. Regional development agencies. This bill formalizes having regional and national expertise working together under one roof. This bill identifies how it will, in fact, create better synergies, once again, by working closer together with our partners. It creates, Madam Speaker, an opportunity for greater progress, which is, in fact, our #1 priority. RDAs will continue to fulfill their mandates, once again, in consultation with our partners, listening, learning, and responding accordingly. RDAs will continue to offer their programs and services and offer opportunities, Madam Speaker, opportunities for local economic growth. Working together, cohesion between the RDAs that helps grow the economy and once again deliver results. reporting through ISED ministers highlights the importance, Madam Speaker. It highlights the importance of RDAs and the priorities they put forward within their different regions. The importance, once again, that they are part of the efforts to bring forward progress. It permits a more integrated and whole-of-government approach to economic development issues. Therefore, a more robust strategy which identifies objectives that with our partners we can attach action plans to those objectives. And then, of course, finally, execute those action plans to once again achieve progress. RDAs are, in fact, in Atlantic Canada, the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, for example, delivering results. Economic development agencies for the regions of Quebec, federal economic development agencies for Southern Ontario, FedDev. And when you look at FedDev and some of the accomplishments they've had in the past year, over $783.9 million invested through our post-secondary strategic infrastructure fund, or investment fund for the province of Ontario. $222 million invested in support of scale-up firms and entrepreneurs, innovative clusters, clean growth, and export development. And I can go on, Madam Chair, but unfortunately I only have 10 minutes. But once again, progress. The Federal Economic Development Initiative for Northern Ontario, FedNor. The Western Economic Diversification, once again, working with our partners for progress. This bill, Madam Speaker, proposes to formalize having the regional and national expertise of the regional development agencies all working together under one roof for progress. This creates better synergy, more opportunities for greater progress, and provides the flexibility needed to make real impact in communities across this great nation. The regional development agencies will all continue to fulfill their mandates of supporting small and medium-sized enterprises and becoming more innovative, more productive, and export-oriented, achieving progress. They will continue to work with communities and economic development organizations to identify and generate opportunities for local economic growth. And continue, Madam Speaker, to provide programs and services to entrepreneurs and communities that build on the distinct competitive regional advantages. Their niches. In my former life as a municipal representative, I fully respected the people I worked with on a daily basis, whether it was bumping into someone in a grocery store, or at the soccer field, or at the hockey rink, or just simply on the sidewalk going for a walk with my dog, or being with my daughters, Logan and Jordan, somewhere where we would just sit there and chat and be bumped into by somebody that had an idea, that wanted to discuss how they can progress their idea with our level of government, and how important it was in my position to take that message to other levels of government and other partners, to leverage those ideas to become a reality through strategy, objectives, action plans, and execution. This government currently is doing a transportation trade corridors study, an infrastructure smart cities study, which aligns with this very direction that this government proposes through this bill. So I ask members of the House to understand the synergies, to understand the partnerships, and then therefore appreciate the progress that we're trying to bring forward on behalf of this great nation. Thank you, Madam Speaker.